I'm actually very excited for a little bit of a special surprise that we have for all of you tonight. I mentioned the wonderful staff that I have the opportunity to work with who work with our civic influencers. And as a surprise, I'd love to introduce you to four of my team members that are with us tonight, say a little bit about their work and what they're doing. We've been joined by our state organizers from Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Texas, and Florida. So first, representing the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, it's my pleasure to introduce you to JC Brown, our organizer out at large.
Hello, everyone. My name is JC Brown, and I'm the organizer at large for Pennsylvania, living in Pittsburgh. But I was born and raised in Mississippi, where I started this work fighting against voter suppression, and I'm so thankful to be continuing it in Pennsylvania. It's a very busy time across the Commonwealth. Several social issues and races are on the ballot this November. And some of the main driving factors for young voters are abortion rights, racial economic equality, and voting rights. Our 30+ civic influencers in Pennsylvania are from 10 different four-year universities and community colleges, including Drexel University, Community College of Philadelphia, Lackawanna College, and the list continues. I'm proud that the civic influencers in Pennsylvania represent the diverse populations in our country: Black, Latinx, first-generation college students, queer folks, and more, all of whom are working together to get more young people involved and informed on the electoral process. Like Maxim and Adam mentioned earlier, we've identified these areas with tight margins where young people can really make a difference, such as Pennsylvania 17, which has an open US House seat. I'm so excited to continue working with my civic influencers to tap into District 17 and other areas to amplify the power of young voters. Thank you.
Thanks, JC. Next, from North Carolina, our statewide organizer at large, Anna Cubbage.
Hello, everyone from North Carolina, First in Flight and Freedom. My name's Anna Cubbage, the North Carolina statewide organizer. I was born and raised in Southeastern North Carolina by two of my favorite public school educators and joined civic influencers after I myself taught for 9 years. Our civic influencers in North Carolina represent our diverse democracy. They are undergraduate and graduate students, members of the LGBTQIA+ community, Latinx, Black, Native American, students with disabilities, first-gen students, and neurodiverse. Our state team consists of 43 civic influencers on the campuses of 13 colleges and universities and in our local communities. We are so proud to work with youth civic leaders on 3 North Carolina HBCU campuses: North Carolina A&T, Fayetteville State University, and Elizabeth City State University, as well as a student at UNC Pembroke, a Native American serving non-tribal institution. We are focusing on US House North Carolina Districts 1 and 8, where the margin of victory has previously been narrow. And so young people in North Carolina have an opportunity to make a decisive impact on the outcome of the midterm elections, where the ballot includes 1 open US Senate seat, all 14 House seats, and various state and local offices. Our civic influencers are passionate about reproductive justice, healthcare, equity in public education, social justice, inflation, debt, income inequity, inclusive practices within the workforce and higher education, voting rights, climate change and sustainability, LGBTQIA+ rights, and mental health. We are building a movement of young voters for the future, and I am proud to work with our North Carolina civic influencers and to witness their continued individual and collective impacts. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. We now detour to the Lone Star State, where I'm pleased to welcome Maria Renee Morales, our statewide organizer in Texas.
Hola a todos desde Texas. Mi nombre es María René Morales, and my pronouns are she, her, ella. I am the statewide organizer for Texas. I am a political social worker, originally from Guatemala, but have lived in Texas for 10 years now. Texas is filled with intelligent and determined young people who are more diverse than ever. Our 48 Texas civic influencers come from widely different backgrounds and communities. They are disabled, Black, Latinx, Brown, Indigenous, Asian, members of the LGBTQIA+ community, and are the first in their families to be college students and American citizens. Our Texas civic influencers are showing up. They're emerging from schools and communities across all Texas, from UT El Paso, UTRGV, Texas Tech, the Dallas Community College System, Houston, Austin, and more, to encourage young people to use their voting power. Texans are eager to cast their ballot this November. They're not only registering people to vote, but showing up at reproductive right rallies, gun control protests, advocating for climate justice, and speaking out against a grid system that is failing all Texans when temperatures go extreme. Civic influencers are helping young people connect all of these issues they care about to voting. They're mobilizing their communities, their friends, their families, peers, coworkers, and everyone to the polls so that all voices are heard.
Thank you so much, Maria Rene. And finally, we return to the South, if not a bit more windy and soggy, to Michael Norris, our Senior Special Projects Manager and Statewide Organizer at Large in Florida. Mike?
Thank you, Patrick. I'm Mike Norris, and I bring you greetings from the large, diverse, and stormy state of Florida, where I work as our statewide organizer. I've spent most of my life and career working in higher education to increase civic and voter engagement. My personal passion for this work was born during the 1980s, when elected officials were ignoring the AIDS crisis in America, and many of my personal friends were dying from the disease. The diversity of civic influencers in Florida is mirrored by that of the state itself, as seen in the unique cultures of the small cities in the Florida Panhandle to the large metropolitan areas like Tampa, Orlando, and Miami. Our civic influencers this fall include Latinx young people, specifically those of Cuban heritage, first gen and community college students, young people from the LGBTQIA+ communities, and the disabled community. The issues that are engaging these caring young voters in Florida include gun control, immigration justice, and climate change, reproductive rights, including contraception, student debt, and healthcare. Young voters in Florida are also very energized right now by state legislation, like the governor's Don't Say Gay bill and Stop Woke Act. Civic Influencers has built and maintains really strong relationships with over 60 private and public institutions of higher ed in the state. This fall, we're working on 10 of those campuses with 48 civic influencers to connect these young people to the issues that they're passionate about. In South Florida, which includes our priority district of Florida 27, we're working at Miami-Dade College, which is the largest community college in the country, Florida International University, Florida Memorial, which is one of the 4 vibrant HBCUs in the state, and Berry, which is a faith-based institution. Schools in other parts of the state include Florida State University, the University of Florida, Rollins College, and St. Petersburg's College. I appreciate your support and thank you for this opportunity to speak with you about the work that we're doing in Florida.
Thank you so much, Mike, and thank you to all of the state organizers.